You're listening to the Alaska Real Estate Podcast, brought to you by the Alaska Association of Realtors. I'm Chris Story, your host for great adventures in real estate. Today, you'll hear M Owen sing the national anthem at the 2012 Realtor Conference and Expo in Orlando, Florida. Your president, Joni Schneider, takes the stage with a hilarious joke, and you'll learn the secret to optimism in any circumstance with Rossi. If it happens to real estate, it matters to you. Alaska Real Estate Podcast is sponsored in part by Alaska USA Mortgage Company, a name you know and people you trust. Online at alaskausamortgage.com. And Alaska Housing Finance Corporation, your partner in Alaska real estate statewide. Worldwide, ahfc.us. As many of you know, the National Association President, Mo VC, heard M Owen sing the national anthem at the Alaska Convention in Girdwood. Well, he invited her to sing in Orlando at the National 2012 Conference and Expo. April Frick was on hand to capture the moment.
Anchorage, Alaska, the Anchorage Board President for 2013. M will sing the national anthem. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through that perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, those bombs bursting in air, gave us proof through that night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And I'm told the applause just kept on going. Congratulations, Diet. That was awesome. Our own Alaska Association President, Joni Schneider, spoke. In our next podcast, we'll have more from Joni, but I couldn't pass up this clip for today's podcast. Check it out. It's classic.
All I know is when we've been here, we do a lot of eating. So I went on a liquid diet, and so far I've lost 2 days. But anyway, I'm going to keep this short because everybody knows I get emotional. Anyway, what a year to be the president, that's all I can say. I had an appraiser say to me, why are you doing this? Are you something involved? And I'll keep that short, but I said, well, because I care is why I ran or am there. And then he said, well, is it voluntary or paid? And I go, well, if you're talking monetary, no, but I said, if you're talking rewarding, it's the highest paid job I've ever had. When you think of
Alaska USA Title brings you today's motivational moment. Be inspired at your next closing by professional and timely service with Alaska USA Title Agency. Check out their website, alaskausatitle.com. For your listening pleasure all the way from Raleigh, North Carolina, please welcome Rossi. The chef told me the other day, I asked him about passion because I met an employee in some, any given store. This clerk said, I said, how you doing? And she said, overworked and underpaid. And I said, well, you got to do something about that. And she goes, there's nothing I can do. So I asked the chef, I said, look, where do you find passion? Where do you find your passion? And what do you do if in your kitchen on the line, you've got somebody who's got skills but no passion? And he said, Chris, I can teach anybody to cook, but I can't teach them to love it. Rossi, where do you find your passion for life and what you do? What's the secret?
I find it in what I used to call simple abundance. And abundance means that if you look around you, everything comes at you in truckloads. I mean, there's just so much of everything versus scarcity. Scarcity is underpaid and overworked. People that look at life as on the negative side. They actually do not see the abundance of love, of happiness, the abundance of good times, the abundance of food. But I've gone from simple abundance to, in my older age, a feeling of a plethora of abundance. So that's sort of an abundant of abundance.
I mean, somebody's got to find that for themselves, or did somebody inspire you to say, yes, I'm going to look at this a different way, or did it just come naturally through, maybe it was Bishop, maybe it was her fault?
No, if you read a book I've been recommending for over 20 years, and that's called Learned Optimism by Dr. Martin Seligman. He actually says that people are born optimistic or pessimistic, and I find that to be true in every line of work. I know that in every relative. You can look, everybody that comes in your office, you can almost immediately tell whether they're optimistic or pessimist. Of course, all pessimists say they're realists, and they justify it with that, which that's not true. And what I've found, you cannot teach passion. You cannot teach people to like to cook, but you can teach people to be optimistic. And that's done by modeling, and that's done by allowing people to examine the other side of the coin. And it takes a long time for people. I honestly believe right now that people can't change habits. They can only replace them with something else. So what I help people do is take the habit of pessimism and replace it with the habit of optimism. And then optimism leads to abundance, and so on. So by using all five senses, you key on everything that's good, because everything that's there, everything that's good also sucks. Oh, my business is so good. I've signed 10 contracts and I had 10 sales this week. Then you think about all the work it's going to take to close 10 sales. That sucks. I just took a beautiful listing, and then you look at what it's going to take to sell that listing. That sucks. So I got a brand new car. Now you got to keep it clean. That sucks. You can see the bad in everything as well as the good in everything. So learning the habit of optimism helps people find their passion.
I like that. And the name of the book was Learned Optimism?
Learned Optimism by Dr. Martin Seligman.
Stay tuned for more from Rossi in our future podcasts. From motivation to technology, Rossi covers it all. Visit his website today. It's rossispeaks.com. Also, coming up on Alaska Real Estate, 2012 Conference and Expo highlights brought to you by April Frick. Well, that's it for this edition of Alaska Real Estate. Our executive producer is Sandy Ehrenman. For all of us at Alaska Real Estate, I'm Chris Story, wishing you health, wealth, and prosperity.